Okay.
Screening as part of the Melbourne Documentary Film Festival is a film called Emerge. And it's my great pleasure to be speaking to the director, Sacha Hulsebosch, and to the executive producer, Eufrasia Carideo. Eufrasia and Sacha, welcome to Movie Metropolis.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Pleasure. Tell me, this is a really interesting documentary about Not Fair and about artists being able to exhibit their product. Um, how did the
Yes.
documentary come about?
Actually, this happened when I was, it was during COVID. And this is where I actually checked in with myself and basically thought, what will I do after COVID? Because we didn't know how long it would take, etc. And to me, it would have been a career change as well. So at that stage, after the COVID, I decided to do a film school, film course, which is where I met Eufrasia, Frazee. And when we've done that and basically created Simon Says, this is actually where I thought, yeah, this is exactly where I want to be. And very soon after Simon Says, Emerge came up. And this is where we started this project.
Okay, so what were the challenges in making the film, in getting support, financing, that sort of thing, to be able to make this 38-minute film?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things was basically that we turned to a city of Melbourne. Basically, they had like a small grant. That's one. We went to fixed screen to basic to all the channels within apologies.
Oh,
Uh,
arts
within
funding, I suppose.
funding.
Yeah,
Funding, that's correct. Yes.
yeah.
Um, so and that's a very difficult thing. So
Mm.
there came a moment that we thought, you know what, I think we have to do it ourselves. So as well, Euphrasia and myself invested in the product, in the production, and we started about 2 years ago. And actually, at that stage, we thought, you know what, it's probably going to be a production of 6 months because it was late 2022. The exhibition of Not Fair would have taken place in the next year in February. However, and that's no one's fault, of course, but yeah, to put a whole Not Fair or to put a whole exhibition together, it takes time, it takes a lot of effort as well. So basically, we had to follow that whole process basically, and in the end, they did the exhibition at the end of 2023. So what happened in that period and the challenges there was that we had a team basically that we started with, and that was the Simon Says team that we started with. However, basically because there were so many other
There were other projects themselves.
yeah, there were other projects, that is correct, yes. So basically we lost a few of those people, and we had to hire some other people as well, just basically to be in the production. And whilst it was basically from October to December, we lost a few people as well. Anyway, long story short, we had to work with a couple of people though, but our director of photography, Alan Strange, was still there, and he basically made it through the whole project, which was absolutely gorgeous, because if you have different people behind the camera, it gives different ways of recording, of course, as well. So yeah, so up until the end, he was there. Yeah.
Okay. Always interesting process making a film. It's never easy, so I understand.
It is indeed, yes.
Now, tell me about how you chose the 8 artists who are featured in the film, as well as the other people who are interviewed.
Yes. Okay. So when Not Fair basically had their lineup for the next exhibition, we looked in basically in what they're doing, what their backgrounds are, etc. And basically based on this and the fact that we had an interview with them as well, made that we chose for those 8 artists, which was very, very difficult because basically every 2 years, Not Fair has about 40 artists basically who are mentored and coached by them and have the exhibition. So it was very difficult to choose those. However, we connected with them. We had interviews with them as well, pre-interviews, and just to check if they're open to be in a documentary as well, which most of them were, of course. So that's basically how we started. And with Not Fair is a very important player in this whole thing as well. And we really enjoyed with the curating, for example, but also as a team, as Not Fair organization. I really enjoyed their background. I really enjoyed how Sam, Tony, and Ashley came together basically, and have a lot of other people as well coming in, like Michael Landy, Paul Guest, Melissa, for example, to have a real good start in 2010. And basically, they grew in the past years as well. And your next question was basically to how did we go with the interviews, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, reading about their backgrounds, it was good just to have the pre-interviews with them. And what I really like is to hear the personal stories of people. I really like to, and especially when they're going through COVID, those were challenging times, of course, for everyone, probably in the world, basically, but especially here in Victoria. And very often when that happens is you're going to reflect. You're going to reflect to yourself. You're going to see, what is it that I want out of life? Or there could be other spaces where you're in as well. I mean, it's not always that bright. I mean, it was a very challenging period, of course. So what I really enjoyed about those chats that I have with people was that even though it was a dark period, though, they were very inspired by doing things differently than I've done before. And with some of those artists, they actually really surprised me with what came out of that period and what they've done with the limited things that they've got. And I thought that was absolutely gorgeous, basically, to speak with them about, and basically to hear their thoughts about it. And well, it's all in the film, of course, but I thought that was a really good topic as well, to put in the film as well. And basically everything that most of them created was in the 2023 the Alchemy exhibition was in there, which was absolutely fantastic.
Yes, I was very impressed with the diversity of the artwork and types of art and different approaches. That it's very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, and great to see that on film. Tell me about the experts that you interviewed, the art curators, experts in art, and other people who are commenting on the type of art that was being produced.
Yeah, so the experts so basically Darren and Lindsay, they are artists as well, basically, and they worked. They've been into other iterations of Not Fair as well. The previous one in COVID, Darren, and actually, we've been working with them basically, and especially because they've got a very, very broad field of how they are curating new artists, etc. So that was one, and all the other people basically. They were members. They were actually board members of COVID. Sorry, no, not of COVID.
Not fair.
Not fair, of
Yeah.
course, yes. I hope you will just cut a few things in this whole story.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry, yeah. So basically, we spoke with them as well because Michael Landy, he's actually he's the vice chair, but he also has a financial background though. So he was very important at the start of Not Fair to be in there as well, to make sure that they make wise choices and all those things. Tony, Sam, and Ash were there. They are the founders, of course, and Paul Guest and Runhard as well. Very important people as well, just to be engaged in Not Fair. And sorry, your other question was?
That was basically it. That's talking to the experts. Yeah. Eufrasia, I just want to bring you into this. What was your role in executive producing Emerge?
Well, apart from a little financial support, I also worked behind the camera. So I worked on sound because Sacha and I met, like she said before, on a film course in 2022. And so then when she told me about Emerge, and it was just like, it just felt natural to come along and be part of this experience because, Emerge is her brainchild. And as you can see, she's the heart and soul of the whole project. So it's her original vision, and I was just drawn in by her passion and dedication. So that's how I became a part of it. I dragged my son into it. He helped out as well, and my niece. So, because along the way, as Sacha said, the project took longer than expected. So, and this is the beginning of our filmmaking, journey. So we learnt along the way, and we just collaborated as best we could.
Oh, well done on that. As a first film, you've both done a really good job. It's really interesting to watch.
Yes, during our film course, our student film also, we were awarded our best director at the Geelong Independent Film Festival as a student. First time doing anything. So
congratulations.
We were all so happy about that, yes.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm impressed. That's great to hear.
So we're doing well for ourselves at the beginning, and learning along the way as well.
Yes. Oh, excellent. Excellent to hear that. Now, tell me, obviously you shot lots of footage. You had much more than you used at the end of the final cut. What decisions did you have to make about the editing and what stayed and what had to go?
Yeah, so one of the things was when we last year, we started with an editor, and basically he worked with it. And about half a year ago, I unfortunately got a medical health issue. So basically what happened is that we had to pause basically the whole production for at least 5 months. And one of the things there was that the editor wasn't able to continue the assignment basically because he had other projects as well. So what we had to do, and we already booked Acme basically for the screening, which was the 1st of June. So I think it's February, March, we had to find another editor. And we were able to find one. And I have to say, this was a person actually I worked really well with, basically. And we just had a very short time of just creating the film. To me, it was very important that we had a very good story in it. I mean, basically, because it was such a short period of time, you can see in the movie as well, there are a few things which are not 100%, let's put it that way, in regards with the shadow, for example, or in regards with the light, or in regards to all those kind of things. But in the end, it's a powerful story. And it's a story that people will chat about as well. So And I think as well, it's also an authentic story, because basically when you put everything, when we're working with the edits and putting everything together, we had to make decisions there as well. Are we going to make it a full hour? Are we going to make it a feature movie, or are we going to make it a short movie? And basically with the means that we had at that time, we just decided to go for a short movie. So yeah, and I think I'm hopeful that we did a great job there. Yeah.
Yes, no, well done on that. No, very good. What made you decide to title the film Emerge?
Well, Fraser can answer this. Well, I can answer this question as well, though. So basically, one of the reasons is that we're just starting filmmakers, right? I mean, and basically, when we look at the artists, and those are people as well who just started in their career. Sometimes they're already there for many, many years, but they this is actually the first time that they're in a project like this in Not Fair, and basically get this exhibition as well. So I thought it was very important just to put those people in the limelight as well. With basically all the people that we're working with, so all the crew, etc., those are also people who are just at the start of their film career as well. So Emerge is basically not just for Not Fair and for the artist, but it's also for us, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
no.
That's how the name came about.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That has a nice double meaning. I like that. That's that works well. And tell me about the music that's in the film.
Yeah. So the music. Did you like the music?
Yes, I did.
That's good. So we spoke with someone. It's a lady called Monica Lim, and she works with university as well. And I actually got connected with a person, Oscar Lash, and he helped me with that. So basically, I told him the story about Emerge. Basically, we needed to have someone who did the editing, of course. Once that's done, he would just create music for it. And we had to think about it basically as well. What would be the best for this movie? Because it needs to be a bit sparkling every now and then. It needs to be, especially in the COVID period, a little bit daunting, perhaps. It's about it's a certain move that you have throughout the movie basically, and he actually did very well with just catching those things. So and I do like piano and I do like guitar, etc. But I actually mentioned to him, you know what, just go for it and just see what comes from your gut, what comes from what you feel with it, and that's basically the reason that we put those things together.
Okay. Have the artists and the other people you interviewed, have they seen the final cut of the film, and how did they respond?
Most of them have. I mean, there's Rowan, for example, the painter. He actually moved to Montenegro, so that was a bit difficult just to get him to Melbourne. Chloe moved to Brisbane, wasn't able to come there as well. And Chelsea hasn't been there either. But at this stage, we have submitted it to a lot of film festivals as well. So hopefully we can get very close to them so they can see it as well. But I think, basically how they responded to it, they liked it. They liked it very much, as well as they phrase. Can you help, please?
They liked the way they were presented, because we showed the challenges and limitations that they often have. So we told their story in an authentic way, and that's what mainly they were, interested in. We didn't want to make it too much about not fair, even though it is a very important part of the documentary. It was very important for us to show the artists and go to their workrooms and just watch them. And we recorded them during their work, and we sat down and had long chats with them. And I think that they're happy with the way they were, represented in the documentary. And the feedback has been, very positive. And that's what we were, striving for, because at its core, Emerge is about the artists. So, their struggles, their grit, their refusal to compromise, their creative voice, so to speak. So, so it's a quiet celebration about, of spaces like Not Fair, but, that make room for these artists that often do not have representation and can go unrecognized for long periods of time. So, I'm incredibly proud of what we've created, and the feedback has been from everybody in the documentary has been very, very positive.
Good to hear, and I'm not surprised. It's really well made, so well done on that. All right, just to conclude, I just wanted to ask you both: are you working on any other projects at the moment?
Yes, we are.
Ah,
Actually, it's because we've got a couple actually coming up. So the next project that we're going to do is a music production, a music documentary, and we are currently working on the story and basically approaching a couple of artists here in Australia, and hopefully we can, well, basically hopefully we can work with them in the next coming months, because we want to finish it by the end of the year. And we've got another part, and that's probably something for you, Fraser, to about next year in Europe to share about.
We've got several projects, personal and with other people, and I lived for a long period of time overseas, so I'm always drawn to go back and do something in Europe mainly. But at the moment, I'm working on a feature film, and it's been a lot of fun. And with Sacha, we've got a lot of ideas and projects that we do want to create. And like she said, we're doing the music one, hopefully will be completed by the end of this year. So a few little projects on the side, a lot of things that we're going to be doing together. And we're just very excited about our future in this medium, because it is really, at least us, it's taken us by storm. We've had small successes, we're just so very happy about the way everything has gone. So, and our families and friends are proud of us, and the people that we've worked with, we've all grown a lot. We're learning as we're going on. So we're just getting, more and more entwined in this fantastic world of filmmaking.
excellent.
And that's the lovely thing as well with basically our friendship as well as our partnership, though, because one of the things that really stands out for us is that we have a beautiful friendship, but also we can speak with each other about anything and everything, basically. We trust each other fully, and it's a really nice way of working as well, and especially when you have a stable friendship like this behind a documentary or behind filming, etc. Because that's the lovely thing about the Dutch people. We're very direct, for example, and European people, well, basically Italian people can be passive aggressive. You know what? It's a good way of just communicating with each other, but we always get there without any. There's no how do you call it, layers, or there's no any. There's no. Forget about it. It's basically
deep down. We're also Aussies, and it's we give people a fair go. There's always a second chance. You give your mates a second chance. So We work well together. We are connected. We connected very well from our, film course when we met. And it just, like I said before, it just felt natural to keep going together.
That is all excellent news. It's been great talking to you both. We've been speaking to Sacha Hulsebosch, who is the director, and Eufrasia Carideo, who's the executive producer of Emerge, which is now screening as part of the Melbourne Documentary Film Festival. Thank you so much, both of you, for talking with me.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you
very much.
All the best. Bye-bye.
All the best.
Bye-bye.